Guys, check this out. I've got a fishbowl for a light. Look at that! What the heck? I've never seen that much. That's insane. How did these lights work at all? Don't overfill your blinker fluid. Hey guys, Chris Fix here. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. As you can see, this headlight was well beyond the point of needing to be repaired. So after getting it out of the car, splitting it apart, that seal is gooey, it's disgusting, and it failed a long time ago. Right, so I got it apart. Now, I'm just gonna work on getting this old seam filler pulled out because I've bought new ones. So we'll just go nice and slow. Hopefully it'll all come out nice. And the best thing I found for cleaning this up after removing what I could was actually using gasoline and a rag. It took me about 45 minutes to clean everything out, but once I was done with that, I could finally move on to getting the new sealant. You heat it up in the oven, and then you just insert it in. Alright, so I've got it running inside the channel here. Now it says to combine the two, so I'll just, again, dust everything off one more time. This is the last time these are going to be apart. Throw this guy on there. Alright, so now we've got this clamped down, and then just making sure each clip has been pushed down, and then we just let it dry. So it takes 30 minutes for it to get back up to room temperature, and then we cross our fingers and hope it's sealed. And before we jump into putting clear coat on the headlights, I do have this STI hood scoop off the 2003 STI. I bought this brand new from Subaru, and really I just need to sand it, prime it, and then tape it and get it ready. And then that way, after I've got the base coat on, I can clear coat the headlights and the hood scoop at the same time. So we'll sand this down and then we'll get ready for paint. Alright, so this is about 3 coats of primer and 1 coat of paint. And this is about 3 coats after that. So a total of 4 coats of base. Definitely looks a bit flat, like a base coat would. So we're going to move on to remove this blue tape on the fins. We've also got the headlights here. This is up to a 1500 grit, so we'll clear coat that guy as well. Alright, so after a couple layers of clear with the 2K, you're left with this final result. Between that base coat and this, I'm really happy with how these turned out. Finally going to look good to have a painted hood scoop. Looking pretty darn good as well. I think those are about as close to a factory finish as you can get for headlights that have been sitting out in the sun for about, 12 years. So very happy with these results. Let's get them back into the garage so we can finally get them installed. Well, there you have it. That is a brand new scoop, looking minty fresh. And here you can kind of see, obviously it's not that dramatic of a difference, but I'm hoping that if I restore this paint, a little bit of paint correction, the differences won't be so significant. It'll be nice to have a bigger scoop, and then we'll just get the headlights in and we'll restore those and we'll be all good to go. One issue I did have with the headlights was that 2K clear. I don't know if it was too cold or what, but I have like these micro cracks. It's definitely in the 2K clear. I've never had that problem before, but we're just going to install them for now, and then we'll fix them later. We'll probably just sand them down and do another 2K. But for now, this is what I got. New headlight has arrived, looking very good. So we'll start grabbing some bulbs. We'll get these swapped over. Normally I wouldn't really bother switching out bulbs, but these are such a pain to get off, and I already have them off. Bulbs are cheap, so just order them now. Alright, we're just going to test these and make sure they work really quick. So far, so good. And just a quick reminder how far we've come. Okay, step back a little bit. Oh my gosh, that looks huge to me. Oh, it looks good though. That I can work with. Sweet, I love it. Love it, love it, love it.
I love it! Come on, let's go!
All right, so we're making progress. Fender liner is off. We just got to, I'll probably tidy it up a little bit since I got everything off. And then once that's all cleaned up, I've got an aftermarket liner, whatever that is, TRQ. And we're gonna see how well this bad boy lines up. Really, all my old one was missing was this chunk right here. And what I found was easiest is there's that bolt up by the strut. Start with that so it holds up the whole thing. All right, with the fender liner on, the next step is getting ready for the sport lip. So you can see there was double-sided tape here. The factory one got ripped off. I guess the previous owner was getting towed out, and unfortunately the front lip didn't make it. So I'm going to be replacing it today. Next step, we're just going to get the old 3M tape off. We'll kind of replace it in the same spot, and then I had to undo a bunch of bolts. So just a couple of these guys here, and we'll get the new one fastened on, and then we'll install the front bumper. So bumper or spoiler, lip, whatever you want to call it, the lip is getting installed. I had enough original hardware where I used it where I could, and then a couple spots I'm just zip tying. Front lip fits pretty good for a third party manufactured, I think in Russia or something like that.
We have to overnight parts from...
Враг сзади по левому флангу!
So we'll finish getting this installed and go from there.
20 minutes later.
Front end really coming together. So that front lip makes a world of difference. I love it. Big old hood scoop.
Nice.
And that surprisingly went on pretty easy. So I'm very happy with that. But yeah, the FXT in World Rally Blue coming together.
And now for something completely different.
All right, rear bumper is off. So like there's clips right through here. Just a pain in the butt to get to. I had to release them from underneath. But anyways, the goal is we're gonna see how well I can mend this back together. Not expecting perfection, just need it tied up a little bit stronger. And then we'll get that back on. The fuel pump's the last thing, and then we can tune. All right, so we're gonna test this guy out. So he gets red hot, and I push it in, and then I let go. It'll cool. And then when it's cold, pull it off and you have a stitch. So we're gonna see if we can stitch this back together. All right, so we were able to, I started with these really bendy ones. I found that the just straight ones were a lot easier. But ultimately what helped the most is starting the whole thing, I just did a zip tie, 2 holes in the zip. And then that really held everything in its shape. So when you flip it over, it actually looks pretty good. I mean, it's about what I would expect. You know, if I rotate the bumper, I mean,
It's alright, like...
Here in the middle of the bumper, you can definitely see the crack more. This is where it really fit together quite well. So overall, I'm really happy with that. Final step, so now I've snipped off all the tall ends on that. And then I went through with a wire brush and just kind of scuffed it up a bit, just so that epoxy has a little bit more to grab onto. And again, this should just help. I'm hoping it's overkill for fixing this rear bumper. So I'm gonna apply this and I'll be right back. All right, last step is to get this off. We're just gonna take the X-Acto knife, very slowly peel it off.
Day 2.
And this epoxy, hard as a rock. All right, so bumper flipped around here. So we got that sticker off. We can see a little bit of fade here. And then here's the cracked bumper. All right, rear bumper is on. And you can see the crack. But overall, I would say that looks a heck of a lot better. Now we can focus on getting this guy out, replace the fuel pump, and then we're ready to go.
I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
That was miserable to get out. Once it's out, it makes more sense. I didn't realize that it was a 45-degree angle. I thought it was, you know, flat like that. So, a couple new parts as well. So, we'll do our best to just get everything set up correctly and go from there. All right, made in the USA. So now we just got to get this back in, plug it in, cross our fingers that it works. All right, pump went in like insanely easily, so that was nice. Moment of truth, it's all plugged in. Great success. So fix the oil leak. So I had it taken into Subaru and he did a dye test. It ends up it was just oil from the top of the engine that was kind of working its way down from when my oil pump sensor had broken. So that's done. And then when he cleaned the engine bay, I had a connector that got water in it. That was telling me to replace all those sensors. We just did the fuel pump right now. So fuel pump installed, ready to go. Fixed the e-brake. They also did that at the shop. We have painted the hood scoop. We have installed the hood scoop. I've got a cob access port. I have ordered my e-tune. Paint the OEM wheels. I have installed the front lip, and I did have the windshield replaced. Really, guys, all I've got left to do is paint those wheels, get them installed, and we're done. So we're gonna start tuning this thing, the whole e-tune. I might just make a video specifically on that.